put this one last little, I found this little key that I thought was just too cute. So I'm going to stick that down with a little super glue. I used E6000 for the doorknob because it was a little heavier. Super glue will do the job for that little ditty. I have no words except I just am so happy with how this turned out. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to zoom in so you can get a better look at it. Give me just a second. Look at how cute that, oh my gosh, I just love it. I just love it. So I'm going to zoom back out. Okay, let me make sure everything's focused. Okay. So I had this idea, and I've had this idea just kind of rolling around in my head, and that's kind of how I create a lot of times. I'll get an idea, and then it just kind of rolls around, and I slowly start putting that, like, oh, I could do that, and then I could do that, and how about this, and then I could put that there. That's kind of how it works, and then it just has to come out. So that is what happened today, and as I'm formulating, like, ooh, this, I want to try this, I'm also formulating, like, what's the meaning? What is the meaning and all of that? And so today was the day that it all kind of came together. So I'm so happy, so gosh darn happy. So let's just kind of walk through this. This is a 8 by 18 piece of wood. That's why I'm so far back, I'm so zoomed out. 8 by 18, my regular wood, MDF wood. I'm doing some fun new shapes and things, and I'm trying all kinds of stuff out. So this is one of the new sizes that I'm working on, and I want to try and create a series of houses along these lines. But anyway, So this piece has, of course, my collage pack papers for the backgrounds. This is an old letter. This is a ledger, vintage ledger. These are vintage wallpapers. This is part of the ledger. These are the tabs from the ledger. Then I've got, like, I think some of you have some of the wood, the photographed wood page downloads. That's some of these. This one here I actually took a picture of when we were somewhere, I don't remember where, but there was like this whole rusty metal thing. I don't know what it was, but this chippy peely paint. And that's what I do. Instead of taking the picture of the landscape, I'm taking pictures of the chippy peely paint. This is more vintage wallpaper. This was a metal, let me see, this was like a metal, it's got a magnet on it so that you could put it, I don't know on what, but I got it at like Michael's or something, Packatans, something like that. So that's a white one underneath here. It's like an escutcheon plate. This is an old sprinkler or a faucet handle. This is, I don't know if this has been part of a collage pack or not. But most everything in here is. These are the doily pieces, the outer edge of the doily. And rulers, you've gotten some rulers and some collage packs and things like that. And then I just kind of put it all together. I did a real watery color effect for the outside edges. And I love, love, love it. I was going to do something else, but I loved how it looked so much that I was like, nope, I'm going to leave it. Then, you guys have probably never seen me use distress crayons. I don't think I have in a video yet, but I have been really kind of getting into oil pastels lately, just kind of experimenting a little bit. And I purchased these. I've never used gelatos. I have some, but I never used them because I got the wrong colors and didn't work with anything that I did. So when he came out with distress crayons, I thought, I'm going to try it because it's probably like a oil pastel. I have to say that I really like working with them. I like the pen effect, that you have more of a more of a point basically, and the creaminess of it. You just can't beat it. You can find creamy pastels, like if you go in the really expensive ones. I have kind of a mid-range oil pastel like this that I really like, that I've been working with, but these are even more creamier. And then of course these are water soluble too, and you can do all kinds of fun things, but it's taken me a lot to kind of figure that part out. I like using it as a blendable background, and the reason I like it is because it mimics so much of like charcoal. But I have used I got this pack and this pack. I should have gotten the other one too, but I've used these colors and they blend gorgeously together. So that's my little tiny, I don't know, commercial for Tim Holtz Distress crayons, but they were awesome. I like them a lot. Yeah. So as I'm putting all of this together, and I'm trying to figure out what is, what's the meaning, where am I going, what is it, because there always has to be some meaning, really honestly, with whatever I create. It helps me create. But I was thinking, because I knew I wanted to do something about this is the place of love, or love whatever, but love lives within. And I got to thinking that our house is a physical dwelling, and love lives within. And I want to just take you on this little picture for a second. When you think about your house, and it doesn't necessarily have to be a house, because some people some people live in apartments or trailers or tiny houses nowadays, or whatever structure you are calling home. Within that structure, there's always things that need repair, and there's always clutter. And when things like that happen, we will do what we can to take care of our home, and to clear out the clutter, and to make the repairs that are needed to keep the water from leaking in and getting more damage. We lock our doors at night to keep the strangers out. We put alarm systems on to make sure we're safe. There's all these things that we do for our physical homes, that we just do because that's what we're supposed to do. And I was thinking about our spiritual home, our hearts, our souls, and how we need to take that much care with our insides as we do with our outsides. And when things get cluttered inside, and there's too much going on, and we haven't taken the time to really clear out the bad messages, the bad tapes, the bad stuff, and clear out the clutter and get rid of all of that so that we can be at peace. We haven't taken the time for our souls and ourselves to turn the lock on those who get an opportunity to speak into our lives. Just like we would turn the lock and say, I'm sorry, you can't come in if it's somebody dangerous or something like that. No, we say no. We do whatever we can to keep our homes safe. We need to do the same thing with our souls and with our hearts, and only let those in and welcome those that are safe and are good for our souls and that are nourishing. All of those things that we do to take care of our houses, our physical dwellings, we need to also make sure to take the time to do that to our inside dwelling, our heart and our soul. Because if we don't, we end up with a dilapidated house, and we are wondering why things aren't good, or why we don't feel good, or why, because we haven't taken the time to do the work to make it good, to make it safe, to make it peaceful. So take care of your houses today, my friends. Take this Sunday and take an inventory of what needs to be cleared out, what negative stuff needs to go from your soul, what people you need to turn the lock on and say, I'm sorry, you don't have a right to speak into my life anymore because you're not nourishing me. All of those things you need to make a list and take action so that your dwelling is in good condition, so that you can give, create, and love. All right, my lovies, I am so glad you were here, and I hope your Sunday is awesome, and I hope that you always know that you are